Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In today's video we will be seeing how to create an Android plugin for your Godot game to show rewarded ads. So yeah, let's get started. So here I have started building my Godot project to run it on my Android device, and the reason is that I wanted to show some things to you guys, because what happens is that once the my Godot projects is deployed on my Android device, the ad, like the rewarded ad, takes some time to load, and it should always be loaded on the main thread. So it takes some time to load, and I want to show you a callback which I'm giving from the Android plugin to my Godot game, that okay, this has been loaded, ad has been loaded, and now you can show that particular ad. So I'll just connect my Samsung device, and I think it should take some time to load, but yeah, by the time it loads, I have created one cheat sheet as usual. Like I have copied this from the Godot documentation on how to create an Android plugin, so that I don't have to read the documentation again and again. I can quickly move on to the steps. So firstly, what you will have to do, by the time the app is still loading, yeah, I think the app has loaded. So there is only one button and one label. So here you can see the label displays it as my label, that is some dummy static text which I have given at the start, and the ad is loading, like it is still the ad takes some time to initialize. Okay, so the ad has now loaded properly. Now once the ad has loaded, the user just can click on this load ad button, and it displays an like a rewarded ad, sorry. And once so if you don't know what a rewarded ad is, so suppose if you are making a game and you are forcing the user to watch a particular ad, and once the user has finished watching the ad, you can credit some coins or some rewards to the user. So here you can see now the label has turned 10, so I have rewarded some 10 coins to the user. So that is the logic behind it. So first what you can do is you can just create an Android project, like from Android Studio. It can be an empty views project or a Jetpack Compose project, doesn't really matter. Next, you will have to create a new module as well. So you can click on your project, right click, new module, and here you can select Android library. Here you can give your module any name. I have given it as my library, which you can see over here. And package name, you can give any package name, give something which makes sense to you, and just click on finish. I have already created it, so I won't create one more. Next, inside here you will have to go build.gradle.kts of your library, and here firstly you will have to add this dependency, and also you need to add this dependency as well. So this dependency is from Google Play Services ad, which is from Google AdMob itself. Okay, next let's see. Next we have to, and just click on sync now. So here you might be seeing a button called sync now. Just click on sync now. Next, you have to create this Godot Android plugin class. So here you can see inside my library, inside Kotlin plus Java, inside my package name, I have created this class Godot Android plugin, and just copy paste this bit of code. Okay, and just close the class. Here you can add one more curly brace. Now we will and here you will also have to write this get plugin name, and you can give your plugin any plugin name, but be careful, like whatever plugin name you have given, do remember it, because we will be referencing this plugin name in some other places as well. And also I have overridden this on Godot setup completed method, and it runs on UI thread. And here I have added some signals. So I have added two signals which would be sent from my plugin to the Godot side. Like one is for once the ad has been loaded successfully, and one is when I have shown the ad to the user, so that once the user has viewed the ad, I can credit some coins to the user's account. Okay, and this is the method for showing the ad. Okay, now I will show you the documentation. So here you can see they are telling us add this implementation. We have already added this. Next we have to add this metadata tag. So first what you will have to do is go to your android manifest.xml, and here you will have to add this bit of code first. So here make sure this is your plugin name. So my plugin name is my plugin, so I have written it over here. Next this should be your package name. Now to get your package name, this will be your package name, dot the class name. So class name is Godot Android plugin. Next I have copy pasted this from the AdMob documentation, so which you can see over here, and I am using this test ID. Later on I will show you how to create a production ID as well, and I have also added two of this metadata tags as well. So if you go to this documentation over here, I think it is still in beta, but like for Android, if it is a low Android device, loading the ad on a main thread would cause a lot of performance issues. I think that's why we have to add these two metadata tags to get better performance. So I have added these two metadata tags. These are optional. If you want, you can add it. Next let's see what the documentation says. Next we have to initialize our Google Ads. So here inside Godot Android plugin, here you can see I have initialized our Google Ads as well. And then, okay, next here we are selecting rewarded ads, right? So I'll click on implement rewarded ads, and here you can see they are telling us create an object of rewarded ad, then create an ad request, and here you can load rewarded ad.load. Again, this is a test ID. Later on I will show you how to create a production ID, and you can override two methods, on ad failed to load or on ad loaded. So here you can see I have created a variable for rewarded ad, then I am creating an ad request, and then I am calling rewarded ad.load, and I am passing over activity over here, and this is a test ID, passing ad request, and here on ad reward loaded callback like failed, and here it is properly loaded. And once the ad is properly loaded, I am emitting a signal to the Godot side that okay, the ad has been loaded properly. Next there are few callbacks, like there is some server side verification, like I couldn't figure it out what exactly does this mean, because even in the sample repo which they have given, so if you want you can check the sample repo at the bottom. So here is a Kotlin example, Java example, like in that also they have not given how to use server side verification, so I'm not really sure how to use it, but if you know, do let me know in the comments, and if I am able to figure it out, I will definitely make a video on it. Next we have to assign this full screen content callback as well. So you can just copy paste this code, and here you can see I have added all this bit of code. So if you want callbacks, you can send signal to your Godot side as well. Once the ad has been clicked, one ad has been dismissed, once the ad has failed to show, on ad impression, and all this on ad show, or the full screen content. Okay, next now to display the ad, you can use this bit of code. So if you sorry, now if you see in the show ad method, I'm using I'm again running it on the main thread, and here you can see I'm calling this ad.show and rewarded ad dot show, and here you will get whatever rewarded amount and rewarded type is. So while creating production ad units, you can add this rewarded amount as well. So I will show you that later on as well, but here you can, I think by default for test ID it is 10, and I'm just sending that rewarded amount back to the Godot side. So the 10 which you are seeing on the label, that is this rewarded amount, and if the ad has still not been initialized, I'm just displaying a toast message to the user. So yeah, that's it. Now let's see our documentation. So we have already done this. Next what you will have to do is go to your Android drop down, select project, then select my library, then create a folder called export scripts template. Then you will have to create a file called export_plugin.jd, and I have copy pasted this from docs, from the Godot docs. The only thing which you have to change is this plugin name. So here if you remember, my plugin name was my plugin, but change it to whatever your plugin name is. And also you have to add this one bit of function as well, which is not present in the Godot documentation, because we are adding this extra bit of dependency to our build.gradle file. That's why we have to also add this dependency to our project. So if you remember, we had added this to our build.gradle.kts, so this one. so we also have to add it over here. Next we have to create a plugin.cfg file. Again I have copy pasted this from docs. Only thing which you have to remember is change it to your plugin name. Okay, and you can change the description and author if you want to. Next so we have created this as well. Next what you will have to do is open your terminal, cd to your Android project, don't cd to your library, and then run this command. Once this particular command of gradle wassemble, you can go to your Android project, go to my library, go to build, outputs, and AAR. Here you should see 2 AAR files being generated. I have already copied those AAR files to Godot project, that's why you are not able to see it, but in your case you should be able to see it. Next you have to create a Godot project. Inside that create a folder called add-ons. Inside that create a folder called whatever is your plugin name. So my plugin name is just my plugin, but if your plugin name is different, make sure you replace it with your plugin name. Then inside that create a folder called bin, and inside bin create 2 folders, debug and release. Now what you will have to do is you will have to copy the debug AR file to the debug folder and release AR file to the release folder. So if I show you my Godot project now, inside add-ons, my plugins, bin, debug, here you can see I have copied the debug AR file to debug folder, but make sure you replace the name to my plugin. Similarly whatever your plugin name is, similarly for release as well, you will have to replace the name to whatever your plugin name is -release.aar. Next what you will have to do is you will have to go to your plugin folder and you will have to copy these 2 files which we had created inside our Android plugin, like the export plugin.gd and plugin.cfg. so just copy paste these 2 files over here. Okay, once that is done, so we have created this. Okay, next what you will have to do is just go to project settings, plugins, and make sure you check this checkbox. Next you will have to go to project, click on install Android build template. I have already done that. Then click on export, click on add the Android. I have already added it. Make sure you check this use Gradle build. At the bottom you might be seeing a fix import button, like some error. Just click on that fix import, and here you can select whatever architecture your Android device is running on. If you don't know what architecture your Android device is running on, make sure you select all 4 architecture. Next so if you see my logic over here for the VBox container, if you see my logic, I have just taken a node 2D, a button and a label, and if you see the script for it, I have just created a plugin name. So this is my plugin name. Again, this should be your plugin name, and inside on ready I have just initialized our plugin, and I have also added the 2 signals. So whenever we get a callback to our particular signal, this method are called. So if you see over here, I am just updating the text of our label, and on button pressed I am calling the show add method. Yeah, now if you want, you can also add the debug key. So if you want, you go to editor settings, and inside that you can add a debug key as well as Android SDK path. The debug key for Mac OS is usually present on this path. Like for Windows or Linux, you might have to check where exactly it is, and also you can check Wi-Fi for remote debugging inside editor settings as well, so that you can easily run your app on Android device with Wi-Fi. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye. Production ad units, you can just go to Google AdMob, create an app. So just click on add app. So I don't have an app deployed on the Play Store, so select Android. I don't have the app on Play Store yet, so I'll just click on no, click continue. I don't know, I'll give some name called third app, I guess, and I'll just click on add app, then click on done. And over here you can just select add unit, and here you can just select rewarded, and here you can give some name, I don't know, my ad or something, and here you can enter the reward amount as well. how much reward settings you want to do, and click on create ad unit, and it will give you all that. So these are the production ad units, so you have to replace this inside your manifest as well as inside your main file. Then click on done, and if you want to link your app, I think you can go to app settings, and here you can just click on add and add those, search for your app on the Google Play Store. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.